वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
अथ द्वादशोऽध्यायः। एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्ताः स्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः। मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेतास्ते मे युक्ततमा मताः। ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देश्यमव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवम्। सन्नियम्येन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धया ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः। येषोऽधिकतरस्तेषामव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखं देहवद्भिर्वाप्यते। ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परा अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषामहं समुद्धरता मृत्युसंसारसागरात् भवामि न चिरात् पार्थ मय्यावेशितचेतसाम्। मय्येव मन आधत्स्व मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय निवसिष्यसि मय्येव अत ऊर्ध्वं न संशयः। अथ चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मामिच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय। अभ्यासेऽप्यसमर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थमपि कर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धिमवाप्स्यसि। अथैतदप्यशक्तोऽसि कर्तुं मद्योगमाश्रितः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं ततः कुरु यतात्मवान्। श्रेयो हि ज्ञानमभ्यासात् ज्ञानात् ध्यानं विशिष्यते ज्ञानात् कर्मफलत्यागात् शान्तिरनन्तरम्। अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां मैत्रः करुण एव च निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः समदुःखसुखक्षमी। सन्तुष्टः सततं योगी यतात्मा दृढनिश्चयः मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिर्यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः। यस्मान्नो द्विजते लोको लोकान्नो च यः हर्षामर्षभयोद्वेगैर्मुक्तो यः स च मे प्रियः। अनपेक्षः शुचिर्दक्ष उदासीनो गतव्यथः सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः। यो न हृष्यति न द्वेष्टि न शोचति न काङ्क्षति शुभाशुभपरित्यागी भक्तिमान् यः स मे प्रियः। समः शत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानापमानयोः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु समः सङ्गविवर्जितः। तुल्यनिन्दास्तुतिर्मौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेतः स्थिरमतिर्भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः। ये तु धर्म्यामृतमिदं यथोक्तं पर्युपासते श्रद्दधाना मत्परमा भक्तास्तेतीव मे प्रियाः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। उपस्थित भगवत
भक्तों के रूप में मेरी अपनी ही आत्माओं। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता भगवान के मुखारबिंद से निकली हुई अमर वाणी है, और जो भी जीव श्रद्धा सहित इस अमर वाणी को धारण करता है, वो जीवत्व को छोड़कर ईश्वरत्व की प्राप्ति करता है, इसमें कोई संशय नहीं है। ये जीवात्मा चाहे जिस देश में रहे और चाहे जिस भेष में रहे, गीता सबका सब काल में समान रूप से कल्याण करने वाला एक अनुपम एवं अलौकिक ग्रंथ है।
सुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्य तिलाक्षम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलम् केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिम् सद्गुरुं तं नमामि, सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। सहचरः बाणां शरीरं ग्रहं पूजाते विषयोपभोगरचना निद्रा समाधि सिद्धिः निद्रा समाधि स्थितिः निद्रा समाधि स्थितिः। संचारः पदयो Netrali sarva kiro yat yat karama karo pitak tarakilam shampoo Davarathanam Shampoo Davarathanam Shampoo Davarathanam Mohilagilakana Guru Charananaki Mohilagilakana Guru Charananaki Charanabhina Kashuve Nahi Bhave Jagmaya Sap Sapnana Ki Mohilagina Kala Guru Charanana Ki Bhavasagara Sap Sukhi Kayo Hai Fikar nahi mohi tarana बोलिए श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय, सतगुरु महाराज की जय, गीता माता की जय. Now you can gently and slowly open your eyes and know that you are a unique and beautiful spiritual being of pure consciousness, and all you have to do is to shine brightly, and you'll be helping the world and the universe. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev Maharaj.
Prabhu Sahib, after a couple of weeks, we love to see you more often than the way. How's everything? I hope it's good. And I wanted to share something. Geeta Kiran will be observing Mon for a few weeks now. So we will see her express more often.
Thank you, Joshi. First of all,
she decides to speak.
thank Gurudev
It's
to
okay.
everyone. And I missed 2 sessions, I think even little more. I submit my profound apologies to all the listeners, especially my dear Peterji, Joshiji, Geetaji, and Prasadji. And health-wise, we are okay. We are attending certain family obligations, but everything is fine. Back to you.
You are younger than you now.
Yoshiji, we can hear you.
Yeah, please go ahead. I have problem with my system, so please continue.
Okay, no problem. I would like to most respectfully invite Dr. Kapoorji to please give us his pearls of wisdom. Kapoorji, over to you. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev. Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansichanurmardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Bande Jagat Gurum. Om Shri Paramatme Namaha. गीता शास्त्रमिदं पुण्यं या पठेत् प्रियतापुमान् विष्णु पदं वाप्नोति भयशोकादिवर्जितः गीता अध्ययनशीलस्य प्राणायाम परस्य च नैव सन्ति हि पापानि पूर्वजन्म कृतानि च ॐ यत्र योगेश्वरा कृष्णो यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धर तत्र श्रीविजयो भूतिर् ध्रुवानि मतिर्ममः ॐ सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वां सर्वपापेभ्यो मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः ॐ किरीटिनं गदिनं चक्रहस्तं मिच्छामि त्वां द्रष्टुम् अहं तथैव तेनेव रूपेण Chatur bhujena sahastra baho bhav vishwamurte sahastra baho bhav vishwamurte. Srimad Bhagavad Gita was emanated from the lotus lips of Bhagwan Sri Krishna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra in Punjab, approximately 5,000 years before, according to the time reckoning system of the Western world. In the Eastern time reckoning system, this event happened many thousand years before. There are 700 verses, 18 chapters. First 6 chapters belong to the yoga of action, Karma Yoga, 7 to 12, broadly speaking, the yoga of devotion, Bhakti Yoga, and 13 to 18, the yoga of knowledge, Jnana Yoga. Srimad Bhagavad Gita is the science of mind. There are no stories, and it is the pure science. Each and every thought is universal, and the applicability is granted to the entire mankind, irrespective of color, creed, physical setup, geographic limitations. Each and every thought coming out of the elitist philosophy of Srimad Bhagavad Gita is supreme. God is singing and the man is listening. Man had 84 problems and there were 564 answers. So this is what Srimad Bhagavad Gita is. And we must take up this elitist philosophy in the same height. We should not bring the wisdom to our own understanding. We should uplift our thinking to that level to appreciate and understand. It takes years and years of rigorous practice to appreciate and understand Srimad Bhagavad Gita. At one time, Swami Harisai Maharaj, our great Guruji, he was with us in New York, and I asked him in the middle of the night that how much time it takes to consume the wisdom of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And the answer was in 2 words. One moment. This is what he said. One moment. But the condition precedent is that one moment must be the divine preparation. So here is the question. We are not prepared most of the time when we study Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We take it as a routine thing. Subah पाठ कर लिया, शाम को पाठ कर लिया. That is not enough. It's okay. But the bar of Srimad Bhagavad Gita is very high. And we must uplift ourselves to that height. Otherwise, it will be wrongly interpreted, misused and abused. And the ignorance, we do many deeds which are prohibitive in the parlance of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So, for example, I'm just sharing with you that India remained in the mode of slavery approximately 800 years. And Bhagavad Gita was there. Only few people understood the application. If we understand the wisdom of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, even one day slavery is a crime, is a sin. But we tolerated it because we wrongly interpreted it. especially in the light of Karma Yoga, हम यही कहते रहे कि ईश्वर हमारी मदद करे, हम हाथ ऊपर उठाकर प्रे करते रहे, but we didn't do our homework. And in spite of that, right in our naked eyes, there is a clear evidence. When the battle of Mahabharata was going to start, Bhagwan Shri Krishna filed disclaimer that I will not take part in the fight. I will not use any weapon. I will guide, but I will not use any weapon. Weapon has to be used by the man, the Arjuna. And this is how it happened. But nowadays, it is the reverse. We don't do our homework and we do lot of prayers. And हम कहते रहते हैं prayer में बड़ी शक्ति होती है. उनकी prayer में शक्ति होती है जो अपना homework करते हैं. Sitting on an armchair and praying कि ईश्वर हमारी मदद करो. ईश्वर knows you are lazy, spiritually lazy person. So every week we challenge ourselves on this platform. And all the participants, they have been on this Zoom meeting regularly. So ask yourself, did we do our homework or not? We recite chapter 12 many times, and many times, and many times. Did we acquire even one quality in our personality? You are the judge, you are the jury. I have been stressing this more than enough. Instead of going in the depth of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, first of all, we must understand that it's a revolutionary idea. In the light of that revolution, you have to change. Karl Marx wrote a book, That Capital. After reading that, the whole Europe was changed. Those countries which didn't change, they brought all those changes voluntarily, including United States of America. There was an industrial revolution. It all started with Karl Marx. What is wrong with we, the Hindus, so-called Hindus, that we still aren't getting the right thing? We are so pessimistic. We do not initiate any action. Only peripheral touching Srimad Bhagavad Gita does not benefit us. It is our moral and ethical duty to translate, to transform our personality in the light of the wisdom of chapter 12 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. There are 39 qualities. There's no hidden information. Did we work on that or not? Or we just appreciate these are the qualities of a bhakta. We are all bhakt, provided we change. So commit to yourself that from now onward, when I recite Srimad Bhagavad Gita chapter 12, I must bring change in my personality. Otherwise, just an utopian idea. There is no benefit. We are full of jealousy. We are full of leg pulling. We are full of negativity. We have already lost our sleeps. People who are engaged in the good works, we are pulling their legs. That is not chapter 12 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Change yourself and then change the surroundings. It is your moral duty. That is what Srimad Bhagavad Gita is. Mahatma Tilak did it. He was in the Andaman Nicobar, the most dreadful jail, and he wrote a commentary on Srimad Bhagavad Gita. That is what happens. We at our own level, now we are no more kids. Time is not on our side. We are grandfathers, great-grandfathers, and in social status, most of us are high ups. So enough is enough. Go back in the lab of Bhagavad Gita and bring the change in your personality, truthfully, sincerely, with dedication and perseverance that I will change. I will acquire one quality. We take so many New Year resolutions, but those resolutions are meant for only a couple of weeks. Commit yourself. Take a resolution now, right now, that I will try my best. We all will try our best to acquire one quality in its totality. Then when we talk of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, you will change surroundings. You will create an aura of positivity. Whosoever will come in your field of positivity, they will be magnetized with the wisdom of spirituality. And it is our moral duty. I tell you, it is now or never. We have been stressing more than enough. The Bhagavad Gita is not a theory. It's a science of practicality. We must change. Until we change in the light of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, there is no benefit. We should recite Bhagavad Gita every day. But then, at the end of the recitation, promise to yourself that I just said 39 qualities of a bhakta. Let me try one at least. Forget about the 39. So don't become ritualistic. कि मैंने पाठ कर लिया है, सुबह भी कर लिया है, शाम भी कर लिया है, मैं 2 बार करता हूँ, 10 टाइम करता हूँ. Does not matter. One time is more than enough. With the precedent and commitment that I will transform my personality in the light of one quality. Yasmano dvijate lokano dvijate jaya. It's a beautiful, beautiful social revolutionary idea. Try to work on that. Advaita sarva bhutana, divine quality. But saying that it's a divine quality and not working on that, it is just a theory. Bhagavad Gita is a wisdom of change, practical science. So with these thoughts, it came to my mind because I have been looking around and it hurts that we do many things in a ritualistic form. And that is not Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is one time recitation of chapter 12 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita and acquiring one quality per year. So it will take 12 years. Do we have the time? No, we don't have time. Now 12 years are not there. So see the seriousness of this situation, at what juncture of life you are standing, and pray. Pray has a great strength, but it is only when we do our homework. So let us do our homework, try to work on one quality. It could be per month, depending upon how much time priority you give to this wisdom. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev.
Yoshiji, is your audio working now?
like it's working. Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yes, yes, we can. Yeah.
Thank you, Jai Shri Krishna Nandaji. The question that you asked Gurudev, and he said, this moment you can have the blessing and bliss of Sri Krishna. If you have that vow, and that reminded me of 8th verse of 12th chapter. If you can give your mind and your intellect to Sri Krishna, it will happen. How to do it, when will it happen, that depends on the homework that you are mentioning. But with the Shraddha that Dr. Prasadji has brought up last time and before too, if you have that Shraddha, and then Mayeva Man Adaswa May Buddhim Nivesha, Nivsisi Mayeva Asa Udvam Nasansaya. No Sansaya, no Asa Udvam. कोई doubt ही नहीं है. If you can learn the art of giving your mind and intellect will also go with it, and then you become like Arjun. So thank you very much. At this time I request very sincerely to Dr. Upasaji to please go more in depth, verse for verse, word for word. And that's where sometimes a switch is in your heart. That switch will turns on when that word gets into the right place. So thank you, Dr. Saab. Thank you very much. Please take up on.
Thank you very much, Joshi ji. Let me start with the prayer to Bhagwan and Gurudev. Vansi vibhushita karan navanirdabhat pitambara darunabimba phaladharostat Purnendu sundara mukhat Arvind netrat Krishnat param kimapi tattvamaham na jane Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Last week we completed deliberation on chapter 4. So we are now moving on to chapter 5. You all very well know there are 18 chapters in Bhagavad Gita, and they are divided in 3 segments. They are called 3 satak, 3 segments, each comprising of 6 chapters. So there is first satak, chapters 1 to 6, second satak, 7 to 12, and third satak, 13 to 18. As we invariably hear from Dr. Narendra Kapoor ji, that this first satak essentially has Karma Yoga, in the second it is Bhakti Yoga, and in third Jnana Yoga. Why I'm trying to put it? We have to be in perspective. Where are we? We have completed 4 chapters. We are going to start the 5th chapter. So this is in the first satak. And we are before the end of this first satak, that is 6th chapter. So we are going to have 6th chapter after completion of 5th. So what is the importance of chapter 5? Where we stand? Let us have a look at that. You see, when we talk about these three, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Jnana Yoga, they are one after another. It is not the Bhakti Yoga, we start with the Bhakti Yoga and then go to Karma Yoga. And then, so it has got significance in the sense, why should one go through Karma Yoga first? Why there is Bhakti Yoga coming after Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga subsequently? It has got significance and reason, which I had projected this slide last week also. See, you can see here also, we practice the Karma Yoga, then go on to Bhakti Yoga, and then the Jnana Yoga. The reason being that most of us, there are very few who are born with complete knowledge, supreme, they have no impurity, they are Sattvika Pravritti. Among Sattvik also, very few of them who are almost towards the end of Guna. They are through Guna, close to the end of Guna, three Gunatmaka Prakriti, they are almost devoid of. Ramana Maharshi was one of them we all talk about. As an example, there are many like him. So there is, rest of them, we all have problems in life. As we try to embark on performance of action, we get into problem. And many problems are there. Our senses are not under our control, they are involved. And this is because of Chitta Mala. We keep on talking about it. But this is important for us to realize whether we are having Chitta Mala, we are having impurity. And if we have, then for getting Chitta Suddhi, you need to practice what is called Karma Yoga. And that's why Karma Yoga has been given. And essentially, we have second, third, and fourth chapter full of thoughts about Karma Yoga. Then we go on to Bhakti Yoga, the practice, the Upasana, and Dhyan. And there we have mind is still, although it is purified, but it is still scattered, not able to concentrate. And in order to do that, what is called Chitta Ekagrata, you practice Dhyana, you practice Bhakti. And then you go on to remove your ignorance through Jnana Yoga, Sravana, Maranam, and Nidhyasanam. We talked about this before, but I projected this because I wanted to stress on the fact that importance of Karma Yoga, and that's what Bhagavan will be talking about in this chapter 5. Now, what does Bhagavan talk about? What is chapter 5, verse 1? It is a question from Arjuna. Arjuna asks a question after he has heard up to chapter 4, a doubt has come into his mind, and he wants to clarify that doubt by asking a question. Sannyasam karmanam Krishna punarayogam cha sangsasi yachreya etayorekam tanme bruhi sunischitam. He says, sannyasam, that is renunciation, karmanam, of action. So, sannyasam karmanam means renunciation of action. Hey Krishna, punaha, again, yogam, that is karma yoga, cha, also sangsasi, you praise. So, you also praise karma yoga. That means you have praised karma sannyasa, you also praise karma yoga. Yat shreya, there are two words here, yat and shreya. Yat is which, shreya is better. Which is better? Etayo rekam, that means etayo ekam. Etayo is two, ekam one. Of these two, which one? That sat, that may bruhi you unto me, bruhi, please tell, sunischitam, conclusively, decidedly. That means Arjuna asked, oh Sri Krishna, you praise karma sannyasa, that is the path of renunciation of action, and you also commend karma yoga. And that I am confused. Please tell me decisively which is better of the two. Now you see, there is the need to understand here the question from Arjuna. What is he actually asking? He is talking about two things. One is the karma renunciation of action, and other is involvement in action. Which of the two? You see, involvement of action, that is karma yoga, and running away from karma or sannyasa of a karma, renunciation of a karma is another thing. These two, we'll explain that in a minute. This is the fifth in the series of 16 questions Arjuna has asked in Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna has asked 16 questions. This is the fifth in the series. And just to go through few of them, because we all know these, but at least let us remember what Arjuna has asked in chapter 1, in chapter 2, and chapter 3 and 4. Let us go through a little briefly. In chapter 2, Arjuna asks a question about Sthita Pragya. Sthita Pragya Saka Bhasa Samadhistasya Kesava Siddhirkim Pravaseta Kimasita Vrajeta Kim. He talks about the Sthita Pragya, a man of steady wisdom. How does he behave in life? How does he, if he is in Samadhi, how does he behave that way? So that is a question Arjuna has asked, and Bhagavan has given 18 verses, one after another, in chapter 2, which is cream of the whole thing. If you understand that 18 verses, there's nothing more to be learned about. Fantastic 18 verses in chapter 2 from verse 55 onwards. We have gone through, and you all know most of them. Then the question number 2 is in chapter 3. In chapter 3, again, I do not ask a question which is, again, he has not understood what Bhagavan was saying. Is Jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana tat kim karmani ghore mam niyojayasi kesava vyamisrene vakyana buddhim voyasiyate tadekam vadanishitya yena sreyoham apnuyan. Here the question is different. In the sense, Arjuna is saying, if you, Bhagavan, consider what the jnana or buddhi, jnana, that means jnana or knowledge, to be superior to karma, then why are you pushing on to perform karma and kill and go ahead for the war? He wants to run away from war. The main thing behind his, here in chapter 5, in chapter 18 also, I will come to that. His main idea is to avoid going on to the war because of his mind is deluded. So he's asking a question, but that question is a bit harsh. His way of presenting the question is also a bit not desirable. It should not be talking that way. आपने मुझे कर्म करने के लिए धकेल दे दिया. मतलब आप अगर समझते हो कि बुद्धि और ज्ञान बेटर है कर्म से, तो मुझे कर्म की ओर क्यों धकेल दे रहे हो? तो मेरी बुद्धि उससे फिर गई है, मेरा ज्ञान घूम गया है, तो मुझे रास्ते पर बताओ, what is the right thing for me to do? That is the question. In chapter 3, and I will not go to that time also, we don't have much to talk about. So let us see what is talking about in chapter 18. In chapter 18, he talks about sannyasa and tyag. संन्यासस्य महाबाहो तत्त्वमिच्छामि वेदितुम त्यागस्य च ऋषिकेशः पृथक् केश निसूदन. I have to rush through. Let me come on here. You see what is happening in chapter 3, what he asked, ज्ञान योग और कर्म योग में मुझे कर्म योग कर्म करने क्यों कहते हो? That means what he thinks that by performing jnana yoga, he will have to run away from house and he will have to go to some secluded place and meditate and do all these things. He will not be engaged in karma, in action. So here the question is, he wants to find a difference between karma yoga and jnana yoga, and if both lead to the same destination, why perform karma? So here he wants to take this path of karma yoga. But Bhagavan says, no. Lokesmin duvidha nishtha pura prokta gyan mayanaga jnana yogena sankhyanam कर्म योगे न योगी नाम. ज्ञान योगी के लिए ज्ञान योग है बंधु, तुम्हारे लिए ज्ञान योग नहीं है. That he explains. So ज्ञान योग is separated from his understanding. भगवान clearly mentions him. ज्ञान योग तुम्हारे लिए नहीं है, तुम ज्ञानी नहीं हो, तुम कर्मी हो, कर्म योग तुम्हारे लिए है. That is chapter 3. But in chapter 5, now, Jnana Yoga is taken away. So, what is karma? Now, when the karma comes, then he asks the question, कि कर्म करूं या कर्म का त्याग करूं? See, there are two things. One is yoga of action, that is performance of action, involvement in the activities, or renunciation of action. He thinks that renunciation is good. There will not be need to perform action or go to the battlefield and kill all near and dear ones. So here we are talking about Jnana Yoga is out. Here question is about Karma Yoga, but two aspects. That is yoga of activity, Karma Yoga, involvement of activity, and other is renunciation of action, not to perform action. He does not understand that, as Bhagavan will explain in this chapter. That's why I'm giving a background. In this chapter, Bhagavan will explain that Karma Yoga and Karma renunciation of action, they are not different for the person who is enlightened, who understands. They do both of them, they lead to the same goal. That will be coming in here. But look at the question, his question in 18th chapter. Here he differentiates between Karma Yoga and Karma Sannyasa. But in 18th chapter, he grips on to sannyasa only. Renunciation, that is sannyasa, and tyaga is another renunciation. So see how his level of understanding grows from chapter 2 to chapter 3 to chapter 5 and chapter 18. There he talks about renunciation of action and renunciation of fruit of action. See that there is difference. Here it is the involvement in the action. But here he talks about non-involvement, the renunciation, sannyasa of karma, and there it is sannyasa of fruit of action. So the sannyasa of action is one thing, sannyasa of fruit of action is another thing. Sannyasa of fruit of action is tyaga. So कर्म का त्याग और कर्म के फल का त्याग, कर्तृत्व और भोक्तृत्व. There is कर्तृत्व, that is activity. Bhoktritva is the fruit of action, ka mein involvement. So that is the level, highest level, which will come to that chapter 18. Now, so we see that This chapter, the chapter we are talking about, chapter 5, is Karma Sannyasa Yoga. You see, we talked about Karma Yoga, chapter 3. Then we talked Jnana Karma Sannyas Yoga. That was chapter 4. So this chapter 6 comes after these 3. We learned about Karma Yoga. We learned about Jnana Karma Sannyas. That means you are with understanding, with knowledge, you are able to renunciate your action. That is Jnana Karma Sannyasa. Now, in chapter 5, Bhagwan will talk about how to get involved in, with the knowledge, how to actually practice, how karma sannyasa, how to perform karma with understanding that you are not the doer. We'll come to that. But then, before that, we have learned in chapter 2, the essential tenets of Karma Yoga. We have learned Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phalesu kadachana ma karma phala hetur mato sangyusta karmani. Here, 4 essential tenets of Karma Yoga has been described. And they are: your right is to perform right action. Karma Yoga, 4 pillars. And we must, this is a very fundamental, this verse has been used extensively, most commonly used verse. But the knowledge, the understanding in these verses is supreme. If only we can understand this and practice this, that's everything you will get. What is there? Karmanyevadhikaraste. Your right is to perform what kind of action? Right action. Ma phalesu kadachana. You never have the right to its fruit. Let not the fruit of action be your object. That is, your object is to have fruit. Agar mujhe kuch milega hi nahi to kaam main kyun karu? That is the attitude. And that's what almost all of us, we do that way. We, unless we have got some reason for performing action, we do not perform action. But no, that should not be the for you. Nor let your attachment to inaction. So what is happening? We have to get stage from akarma to karma. Akarma to karma is the right way of to move. If you are tamasic, that is akarma, is a tamasic pravritti, to action, that is the rajasic. So that movement we have to understand and do. In this path, many problems come in. I see the watch, it shows 35. So we have to stop. I don't think I want to cross the time permitted to me. We'll do again another day. It should have been completed, but there are so many slides are there. Never mind, Joshi-ji, I will do it next time. We will continue. Jai Sri Krishna, Jai Gurudev.
Thank you so much, Dr. Prasadji. You brought the word akarma, and dear friends, when that term akarma is explained, I request you to know that akarma as clearly as possible. But once the karma समझ लिया तो सब समझ में आ गया. And it is not easy. It took me many years to get a slight glimpse of karma. So whenever it comes time, next Thursday after, the karma must be seriously tried to be understood, because that will be the real homework of Nanda Kapoorji, karma. So let's see. So I see here Vivek Kamran, he was missing for a week or so. So in case he has a couple of minutes, we want to hear from him. Vivek, are you there? I think he's not there. So Chopra, you can take a couple of minutes and share your things. We'll conclude then. Unmute yourself, please.
जय श्री कृष्ण जोशी साहब, जय श्री कृष्ण।
जय श्री कृष्ण, जय श्री कृष्ण।
आप तो बहुत डीप जाते हैं, मैं तो सीधा साधा बंदा हूँ, ज्यादा कुछ नहीं पता। अभी मैंने सुना कर्मण्येव अधिकार रास्ते के ऊपर, तो मैं 2 मिनट लूंगा सिर्फ। अर्जुन का सवाल था कि मैं युद्ध नहीं करता, मैं ये कर्म क्यों करूं, क्योंकि मेरे दादा गुरु और सब अपने हैं, यही कारण था। और उसके सवाल तो बहुत थे। और सेकंड क्वेश्चन था कि पता नहीं हम जीतेंगे या वो जीतेंगे। तो कृष्ण भगवान डायरेक्ट अर्जुन को अर्जुन के सवाल का जवाब दे रहे हैं कि भाई इस मोमेंट पे, अभी आपने भी कहा कि गुरुजी ने कहा था कि ज्ञान तो एक मोमेंट में ही मिल जाता है। तो उस मोमेंट पे कृष्ण भगवान गुरु को ज्ञान दे रहे, अर्जुन को ज्ञान दे रहे हैं कि भाई तेरा इस मोमेंट पे युद्ध करना श्रेय है। कारण हमने उस पर डीपर नहीं गए, लेकिन कृष्ण भगवान के मन में मेरा विचार यह है कि ये वो मैसेज दे रहे हैं कि अर्जुन, हम युद्ध स्थल पे खड़े हैं, इसकी कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, लेकिन पिछले 12 साल तेरे साथ क्या हुआ? 13 साल, बल्कि 1 साल अज्ञात योग भी, या 1 साल था अज्ञान का, मतलब नाट वो पहचान ना पाए कि वो कहाँ कैसे छुपे हुए हैं। कि 13 साल जो उन्होंने तेरे साथ व्यवहार किया, तुम पांडवों के साथ व्यवहार किया, उस समय उनको भी तो पता होना चाहिए था ना कि तुम पांडव उनके ही बच्चे हो, उनके वो तुम्हारे शिष्य हैं, सब कुछ हैं। किसी ने कोई करेक्ट कर्म एक्शन नहीं लिया। तो इसलिए इस मोमेंट पे कर्मण्येव अधिकारस्ते, तेरा कर्म करना ही अधिकार बनता है। फिर उसका दूसरा सवाल था कि हम जीतेंगे या वो जीतेंगे। तो वो कह रहे हैं भैया कर्म के फल की चिंता मत करो, उन्होंने 13 साल जो किया करते गए, अब इस मोमेंट पे तुम अपना कर्म करो। इस समय तुम्हारा कर्मण्येव अधिकार है, ये तुम्हारी ड्यूटी नहीं है, ये तेरा राइट है। माई लिटिल अंडरस्टैंडिंग। और थैंक्स जोशी साहब, आपने मुझे टाइम दिया और आपने फोन नंबर दे दिया है गुरु माँ जी का। I will try to contact her and get the answer to my question.
Thank
Then
you. Thank
I
you.
will share with you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. So nice to have you seen again, and please come more often. You sound very powerful. Thank you.
I'll try my best.
Everyone. Okay.
Joshi ji, thank you for what a beautiful satsang, Joshi ji.
It's all Gurudev's kripa, Prasadji's kripa, your kripa, and everyone's kripa.
And I was going to say Dinesh ji is here, Pandit ji is here. And Pandit ji, can you hear Joshi ji?
Yes, Kamran sahab, bilkul.
पंडित जी, आप थोड़े गुरुदेव को मिला दो 1 मिनट, आश्रम में आपको 1 मिनट गुरुदेव को मिला दो सबके साथ, दैट वुड बी नाइस। थैंक यू सो मच।
जरूर
1 मिनट गुरुदेव को मिला दीजिए। There we go. Now you can see Gurudev right there. Can you see him? बहुत सुंदर पंडित जी, बहुत सुंदर। So just a quick announcement, and then we can come back next Thursday. September 9th, we have a very large Janmashtami function. So Janmashtami ke liye, Prasad, Uncle ji, you please join us in Minnesota. We missed you at the conference. So please join. It'll be on Zoom, and it will be शाम के 6 बजे से 9 बजे सत्संग होगा, भजन होंगे, कीर्तन होंगे. It will be a very lively function. राइट पंडित जी, और आपके भजन कीर्तन सुनेंगे जो आप गुरु जी के बारे में, जो आप गाते हो गुरु जी के बारे में. So thank you. I won't take too much time. Just wanted to have Pandit ji meet you all for a minute.
Thank you so much. So with that, let's conclude our satsang today, satsang today, and we'll meet again. And thank you all very, very much. Thank you, Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you,
Jai Shri
everyone.
Krishna.
Thank
Jai
you.
Gurudev.
Jai
Jai
Shri
Shri
Krishna.
Krishna. Jai Gurudev. Yeah.
Jai
Jai
Shri
Ma.
Thank
Krishna.
you,
Jai Shri Krishna.
Geeta, Kiran ji, Pandit ji, everyone. Thank you.
Jai Shri Krishna, everybody.